Oh, I couldn't wait.
All right,
to
this is a
taste
good question. Somebody asked the other day at the tasting here at the shop. Hey, first Saturday of the month, folks, come to our office. We're tasting wines, and that was, do your scores compare to? How do they compare to the Spectator and Suckling? I said, well, you can't compare them. First of all, we don't know what they're tasting for. But so I said, well, we compare them. Our scores are relative to the stuff we taste in the same price range for the same varietal. So if we say the wine's 98 compared to an 88, we're talking about the same Cabernet at the same price range that we've tasted, which we taste hundreds of at a time. So we're not comparing them against Sucklings and Spectators ratings. We're comparing amongst themselves, which is actually more indicative of what it is.
And they're comparing their scores by the advertising revenue. But I didn't say that.
You didn't say that. All right.
This is a great one.
I know one of your
This is a
favorite
great
varietals.
one. Absolutely.
And for me, indigenous white varietals are one of my favorites. And
From Italy.
you have a hard time, Italy, right? You have a hard time explaining to people what they are. You can't compare them. You can't say, oh, this tastes like the Sauvignon Blanc. It doesn't work. They are, but they are.
Well, I mean, Vermentino, Vernaccia, and
This has got
Verdicchio.
No, this is, yeah, right. But this has got Grechetto.
Yeah, it's got great.
Okay, so what's interesting is that this is Vermentino. You might see more Vermentino on the shelf, but you're never going to see a Grechetto, right? Bottled that way. Well, I've only seen maybe two.
Yeah, maybe that's
But that's a
one more
grape
than
that
me.
adds a complexity to the wine
Right.
that you'd never other get to taste in America or anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, but this is from a relatively new area in Tuscany called the Maremma, and it was a really interesting story, which you can read about
Wow, that's so fun.
if you
Look,
care
who is
to.
this?
But it's
It's organic too.
it had the problem with it is it had a swamp there that had infectious malaria in it, and a lot of the workers died, so they had to drain the swamp before they could plant vineyards. And
Hey, the cheery guy Ed is.
well, that's the history of it. And it's only really been in the last 20 years that the Maremma has started to really come on. And of course, it's Tuscany. It's got Tuscan soil. It's got a lot of things going for it. And there's some great wines coming out. Some great reds. I mean, this is the first Vermentino I've tasted, which is a real wonderful wine. Grape for me. I love it.
That's so fun. I'm just a 98 for me. It's just a great example. I love having the opportunity to feel and taste this Grechetto in there.
And that's our limited series for May.
It would have been if it was the limited series, but it ain't. It's the Vintners series.
Well, I've just seen if you're paying attention. I wasn't.
Cheers. Turn the sound up.
Oh, now we turn the